Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me Nikita, and in today's video we are going to be talking about all of the recent updates that UK has for you in terms of visas and immigration. Now if any of y'all are new to my channel, this is the right time for you to know that I also have an Instagram account and my handle is physiotherapy in UK, which I recommend you follow so that you receive all of the weekly updates and the daily updates that I keep sharing on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram account. But for those of you who have recently joined my YouTube channel, welcome. And if you haven't already subscribed, do take this opportunity to do the same. So before we come to what is the actual essence of this video, let me just tell you, in case many of y'all have been confused about HCPC or you want to know how to apply for NHS jobs or private jobs in the UK in the healthcare sector, or would like some help with the interview, do not forget that you can book a one-to-one session with me where we can go through and discuss all of this, especially for you students who are considering to come into the UK but are confused about which university, which course to take, and how to write your SOP, which is your statement of purpose. Do not forget that you have the opportunity to book a one-to-one session with me, and I'm going to leave the link for that in the description below, so don't forget to check that out. So the first update that I really want to talk about is that the UK government has now said that students can work part-time more than 20 hours. So as you are aware, the previous restrictions limited students to only work 20 hours a week, which meant that students could sort of use that money to help them towards their living expenses and sort of whatever other costs they might be having. But that being said, the UK government has now decided to amend this sort of law and help UK students, or especially international students in the UK, to sort of make more money while they are here. So that means that students can work for 30 or more hours every week, which I think is a fantastic opportunity, especially since many of us take loans and come to study in the UK. Now you would say, oh Nikita, UK is so helpful and it's doing so many things for us. Well, that may not entirely be the case. The UK government is actually doing this obviously to boost its economy, and also because it has nearly 1 million jobs where it requires workers and skilled laborers in there, and they're not finding individuals. So that may be one of the reasons why the UK government has actually now decided to boost its economy by offering these positions to students. But I think it's an absolute win-win both for the UK government and for the international students, because that just means that now international students can actually use this extra opportunity of extra time to work to build their finances, pay off those loans, possibly start building up a savings so that they can pay off their visa costs as and when they arise in the UK. So don't forget that you can now work more than 20 hours and take this opportunity to ask your employer for the same. Now, the second proposal that has been submitted by Swella Breverman, and it's something that I've discussed in my previous video, is that she is considering to reduce the PSW time from 2 years to 6 months. So you heard that right. It gives the opportunity for any student who is residing in the UK to find a sponsored job within 6 months. Now, obviously the reasons for this is something that I've gone over in my previous video, and I don't want to do that right now. But what I want to say is, this may be a possibility, but considering the fact that about 6 lakh students just came into the UK internationally to study in the UK last year alone, they may not also do this because they also realize that these students bring about large sums of money into the UK, which also boosts the UK's economy. And right now, let's be honest, the UK's economy has seen better days. So that being said, this may not eventually happen, but please be prepared for this. Now, just as a note of caution to many of y'all out there who are actually studying in the UK right now, this rule, even if it starts being applied possibly by the end of this month or in April or in September, does not apply to you, because you would have the rules and legislations from what was previously there. Now, that being said, this is what the UK typically does. So if the UK chooses to do something different, please do not blame me. But for any of y'all who are considering the next intake or the intake after that, please be mindful and please subscribe to my channel, because any of these new updates are going to be found on my new channel as soon as the UK government releases them. Now, the third update that I really want to share is something that recently somebody asked me on Instagram. So they told me, oh Nikita, there is the youth mobility scheme that is going to be starting for all of the Indian people. Do you think we'll be able to sort of apply on that scheme? So just let me remind you, as a healthcare professional, many of our occupations fall on the shortage occupation list. And if you are not aware about whether your occupation falls on it or no, please don't forget to check the link in the description box below, just for you to identify that. Now, that being said, the sort of shortage occupation list and all of the healthcare professionals can also apply under the health and care worker scheme, which is a beautiful visa for all of you guys out there, and I absolutely recommend this visa to you if you are eligible for it. But for those of you who are generally confused about what is the youth mobility scheme for India, let me just remind you or give you a quick summary of it. So the UK Youth Mobility Scheme for India is going to start on the 28th of February. Now it is a very specific date, but what essentially happens is that UK is going to issue visas to around 3,000 Indian professionals to come into the UK to work without a job offer. Now, if most of y'all have gone through the visa processes already or have heard about it, you know that you need a certificate of sponsorship to get a work visa in the UK, whether it's a general tier 2 visa or it is a health and care worker visa. But this youth mobility scheme offers you the opportunity to come into the UK on a legitimate visa without a UK job offer, which is brilliant because it then gives you up to 2 years to stay in the UK and find a potential job which offers you good sponsorship. Now, there's obviously a massive catch to this. Now, considering the fact that many of y'all are going to be eligible to apply for this, just remember that you only have up to 48 hours once this scheme opens up. And following that, the scheme will be shut for Indians. Now, considering the fact that obviously we have a very huge population, a lot of y'all will obviously try and apply for this, but based on certain merits and selections or based on a general sort of draw that they have, they will only select 3,000 people. So please make sure that you actually submit your application for this in due time. Now again, if any of y'all are out there who don't know what I'm talking about and wants to know when this is going to apply to you, please do not forget to book a one-to-one session with me where we can also talk about what is the actual email that you need to write in order to apply for this particular scheme. So don't forget to book your one-to-one session with me using the link in the description below. Coming down to the fourth bit of information that I really want to share with you is that if you are an international student in the UK and are struggling to meet the costs of living, whether it's renting, bills, food and groceries, the UK has actually proposed that it might help international and domestic students financially to meet the costs of living right now. Now, this can possibly happen also because you have really high costs of living, but also because maybe you've been out of a job or not finding a part-time job because of the UK markets not being really great at the minute. That being said, this is still in the proposal stage, so we just need to wait and see if this sort of applies to us in the next few months. So if you haven't done it already, do not forget to subscribe because I will be releasing updates about this very, very soon. Okay guys, that was a really quick update from me related to UK visas and immigration. And if you like this video, do not forget to like it, but also take care. Good luck. Bye.